it wasn't a straight down shot. It was an ugly ping pong. What I mean by that is, when I allowed my life to slip, it wasn't just straight down to hit rock bottom. No, you know, I touched on it a little bit in the last video. I would make efforts. I would draw on lessons from the past. I would make some progress. And for whatever reason, it felt like the universe or God or however you articulate it just thought, you know what? No, you're not done suffering. There's a lesson to be learned here. Whatever it is, you don't know it right now because you're not fixing yourself. You're not taking the action that you need to get out of this. You're clearly focusing on the wrong things. Your state, your mental state, what you dwell on all the time, it's not in the right place. If it was, you'd be making forward progress. And yeah, maybe have the odd setback, but it wouldn't be, you know, a little bit of progress and then right back down, dragged right back down, dragged right back down, and damn, after a certain period of time, you think, you know, I never thought I was the kind of person that repeated his mistakes. That's terrible. Why am I not learning some basic lessons? How many months, years, heck, you know, for some people, they get a disappointment. They wallow for a half hour right away. They just brush it off and take care of business. I got a really good friend. You know, his life fell apart in a similar way. Marriage fell apart, had to divorce, infidelity, his wife was untrue. And you know what, that guy, he goes up north and works for like 3 months straight, no breaks. And it's like, that was all it took to clear his head. You know what? Amazing. Like, I salute the guy. He's an inspiration, you know, and if your challenges, you were able to bounce back that quickly, awesome. But for me, for whatever reason, and maybe for you, if you're watching this video, you didn't, you know, life dragged you down, and whatever it was, you got to that point where you don't recognize yourself. And for me, one of the aspects was financial. I was a homeowner, had an investment portfolio, I had plans, I had targets. Every month I did a credit debt sheet. How much do I owe? How much what are my assets worth? I would tally it up, and the goal was every month a little bit more. If the market was good, or I had gold and silver, precious metals, if those were going up, great, you know. But whatever it was, I found myself in a bad situation. Anyways, regarding finances, I ended up losing my house. And this was something that, you know, I purchased it in 1999. I mean, I don't know what the heck kind of income you would need to have right now just to buy the same house. I ran up credit card debt, and again, this is stuff I'm not, part of me is really inside saying, don't share this stuff, don't share this stuff. You don't want people to know that you're a financial failure. At one point, you know, my investment portfolio did this. I traded a coal stock here in Canada, penny stock, and made great profits. And, you know, those are the stories you tell. You don't talk about this shit where you're failing, you know. A lot of guys have problems asking, you know, not just for directions. We have problems asking for help, you know, at least guys my age. And frankly, most of my videos are targeted towards middle-aged men over 40. If you're younger and struggling, you can definitely get something from this. If you're older than me, I'm sure you can get something from this. If you can wake up in the morning and struggle against gravity and either get on your feet or get in your chair or whatever you have to do, you know, if you can make that step, you can improve your life. And that's what this video series is all about, improving your life. For me, finances, lost my investment portfolio. And, you know, one thing I remember reading, when you find yourself in a hole, the best advice is to stop frickin' digging that hole. Stop digging. So stop and spend less, earn more. You know, I mean, it sounds basic, but I got myself to a point where I got a pretty good paying job when it comes to security. I'm happy with it. The work environment is favorable. Ragnar the rooster seems to like it because he's commenting a lot during this video. Ragnar, shh. Anyways, I just wanted to say, you know, I've, like many men, lots of struggles that drug me down. It was a point of trauma that really inspired the whole downfall. I'm curious, what is it that you're struggling with? If you feel comfortable, you can drop it in the comments, what you're struggling with. But I'll leave you with this, journal. For me, I'm doing like a video journal. I'm airing out all my dirty laundry and my faults and stuff with these daily videos. But also, when I was, this is funny, when I was a successful human, when I had a good marriage, I thought, when I owned the house, when my investment portfolio was increasing, when I was looking at projections where I would be, when I would have that nest egg that I could live off of the rest of my life, 2 vacations a year, good stuff for my kids. I only ended up having 1 kid, had to leave her while we were trying for a second. That's just a side note. I was writing things down. Every morning I would write down, and this was a tough exercise, 10 things that you're grateful for. 5, 10 things that you're grateful for. I challenge you to this. Take a piece of paper, put down the date, 10 things you're grateful for. And for me, no shit, I struggled with it for a long time. You know, okay, family, and I'm thankful for my son, and I'm alive, and I can, whatever it is. You know, and then I remember going to a conference, and the speaker pointed randomly to people, what are you grateful for? And some people were rattling off 20 things before he said, oh, okay, that's enough, thank you. Go to somebody else. So they would struggle. I was almost shrinking in my chair, you know. Don't point on me, because in the moment, you know, a little bit of stress and you're thinking you're going to public speak or whatever. I was shocked that I couldn't think of too many things that I was thankful for. So that right away, after doing a bit more reading, I realized, you know what we focus on is so huge in our life. What we think about, we bring about. So I started practicing this daily gratification journal. Then I started writing down a few things that I would achieve that day. And then just a few sentences of random thoughts. And I still have the coil ring books of all of these days where I would do it, and sometimes months at a time without missing a day. Those were the days that I made the most progress. And at times like this right now in my life, I'm looking back at those things, those lessons that I'd learned, and I thought, why the F didn't I repeat that? Well, you know, that's my challenge now is, you know, if we're building on this, we're stacking our habits. I challenge you to just to write a few things you're thankful for every morning. And that will sort of change your brain. Again, your thoughts are so important. Everything comes from thought, right? Even the best inventions were thoughts at one time. So I challenge you today to journal, you know, a few sentences, whatever it is. But again, focus on what you're grateful for, thankful for, however you want to articulate it, just write it down. Anyways, it's Sal Bargan. Thank you for joining me on this journey.